What is going on, warriors? It is your boy Shin Ryu, and it is time for another Street Fighter Duel video. Okay, a lot has happened today. Today has been a bit of a I don't know, surprising day, big surprise. I'm going to talk about it briefly as well. Pretty much, as you guys know, we have the Banquet Rose in town right now. And she's also sort of giving a bit of a surprise in two terms. First of all, she's a bit of an attacker now. She's dishing out damage, not just support. But she's still a little bit of a support in a way because she does boost characters, as well as, more importantly, she's a trigger-based character. I don't know what to feel about that. You know, because of us in Dreamland that I'm trying to build up. Obviously, you can't have a one-on-one trigger-based character unless the trigger-based character is Oni. And that's because they do have like this spare, mechanism that allows them to do the Hadouken, as a trigger for their own selves. Don't need anybody else to do it. As long as a C3 is used, they're going to do that trigger right after it. But the original plan was for me to actually go through this thing on a live recording and just sort of like discover everything about it. But after a couple of recordings takes, that was a bit difficult because I tried to sneak time, some quick break to get a recording done. But then, things were happening during that break period, being my wife or all that kind of stuff. It was a bit tough. So I said, you know what, I'm going to try and do a little bit more proper recording in the night that's not going to be all over the place. So here we are right now. And as we know, once we go straight to the character without wasting too much time, she is a Thunder-based character. As you guys already know, you probably already tested out, you probably already gotten your free copy. I haven't yet. This is me officially just diving into the game to play it properly today, which I'll probably do in a bit after this recording, and try and do some of the dailies that I may not have done. I think I finished my dailies, so that's probably just some of the first base for the event itself. But like I mentioned before, she does have a very nice passive. The passive pretty much has to do with granting better buffs that you get from the original Rose, in attack, crit resist, crit resist, HP recovery, and of course super gauge, boost, as well as the opposite for the opposing team. Yeah. So, but the main thing is the way her trigger skill actually works. So a trigger skill is not like most other people's trigger skill in that they require you to pull moves from them. It is more about, as they perform moves, they are gathering a certain amount of soul turrets that eventually leads to the trigger being unleashed. So as you can see here, it says, if Banquet Rose has at least 5 soul turrets, when the friendly fighter finishes unleashing the super combo, she'll expand the soul turret and unleash this skill. So if she doesn't have these soul turrets up to 5, even when you do your super combo with your other regular characters, she's not going to do nothing. She has to fulfill that 5 soul turrets here. And in this case here, this one this one actually allows to summon soul turrets from the sky. And this stuff is really bloody. Like when you get the fighting spirit at level 30, I believe, just getting the soul tower means you get one fall from the sky, and it's really shred. It's really, really nice. So I think she is the best damage dealing passive, whatever. When I don't like to see if Ryu as a major trigger character. So I'm saying that's because the way his trigger works is that he only has one trigger that requires, summoning. The other one is based on, an event, and I'm going to just go right in to sort of elaborate on that real quick here, okay? So we can at least just get that out of the way. He is a trigger character, no doubt, but I'm trying to say his mechanism is different. This one here is not going to work unless he does this. And when he does this, he has to be after a 10 or 15 second interval for it to actually come through. I'm trying to remember. Let's see here. Yeah, 18 second interval, and this actually is what would diminish your energy bar which is very, very important in PvPs, as well as in PvEs as well, and get you the chance to do more damage while the opposing team is trying to build up their super combo meter, right? And then the Raging Demon is a trigger that occurs if he takes out your opponent, right? That's his own skill. So most of them are dependent on him. Well, it's dependent on him in one aspect, and the other one is while it triggers. This is the only one that triggers like along with the opposing team. But once this one triggers, if the one's interval is already over, then it would actually do this. So two trigger moves that work because of one of his moves. But then we have the other ones where it's like absolutely somebody has to do something and they have to not trigger that move there and everything. Rose, Banquet Rose, B Rose, she's a little bit, unique in her own as well, in that this one works the way trigger moves kind of work. You do some moves, she's tossing this, but this one is a little bit more unique in that it still needs some criteria to be fulfilled, and it doesn't do it while those are doing the moves. They have finished the move for her to do this. So that's the slight difference there. But the one part that actually amazes me as well is this garage stuff here. The first one, obviously, for your team, you're getting HP recovery, and the other one is the opposing team is getting additional damage, losing their health as well. So all in all, she sounds like a decent character, but I already said it before and I'm going to say it again. I'm no longer into these numbers that you see here, how large they are, and then you go over and start using them and then they don't pan out to be the way it is. I like to use, one of the parts I like to use the most is the trial modes, okay? And I'm going to explain why I use trial mode, because when it comes to using trial modes to judge a character, you have to be careful. You have to be careful, okay? The one unifying factor that you have to be, we're going to do this later. The one unifying factor that you have to be aware of when it comes to using a character in trial mode is that you have to pay attention to how all the characters that you're very familiar with operate, okay? Now, if you're doing trial mode here, that's the way it works. I'm trying to get to the trial mode. Yeah, I think this is it. If you get to trial mode here, and for example, you go ahead and try to attack these folks, and you put in maybe somebody like these Reggies here, because that's what I like to put Reggies in the team. Put like, maybe someone like, they're good, but they're not like, amazing out of this world when it comes to their attacks. You know that they're not, end game characters anymore. Like if you try and depend on these guys to do your combat, you're gonna fail miserably. If those are the kind of characters that if those characters are actually succeeding in doing a lot of damage, then you can't be, too impressed about it, right? The second part you also have to pay attention to is how this goes against this, because the more you have this, the higher your damage ratio also comes into play as well. So you have to sort of like take into account some of those non-significant whatever. So, but what your naked eye can pick is, for example, how is guy doing in damage? So I know if I take him in a regular PvP or a regular, the regular missions, I'm going to struggle with him to do damages. If he's doing major damage, let's have a look and let's see here, okay? So first things first is we're going to go right ahead and see. We're going to obviously wait for the community to come up. All right, let me just reduce this a little bit. I don't want it to be too into the mic. So now, if I use him, we are trying to fight without using her at all, although she's doing the turrets and everything. You can see that he did quite a decent amount of damage, right? I'm trying to focus on Cody right now, male Cody to be more precise. All right, I didn't do too much on him. She still was when I was the MVP, but you can see male Cody only dished out 476. She was doing a lot of work behind the scenes, right? And I try to use him more. We're going to go right ahead and we're going to try again with somebody else that I actually feel like shouldn't be too much of a crazy dude. Let's put him there as a tank. Let's put him there for support, and then we need someone to give us the C3. I don't think Banquet has a C3. I doubt it. Yeah. Looks like he should have C3, right? Come on. Oh no, you don't. That's your contemporary that does. Okay, so we have no choice. We have to use him, but his C3 is kind of pretty dope, so that's why I don't want to use him first. I wanted someone else that was not as strong. So if you do this, look at that. Do you see the amount of damage that he dished out? Now, you're not going to expect DJ to do that kind of damage on regular, okay? So that's where you start to think, if Rose is doing major work here, are they trying to trick us? Let's go right here. It's tiny works, but not doing any major damage and everything. You can see, but you see how Rose just kind of like fulfilled the 5 turrets and did it without you having to do any whatever. You just need the opposing team to just do the super combo. It doesn't have to be the combo that corresponds with her move. But that being said, it is a bit tough to tell. Now, one thing that actually makes me disappointed in the test here is we've cleared 2 rooms, but we have 3 more to go through. Look at this. That was him. This is opposition. Come on. Look at this. Come on. These are basic opposition. These are people that you should expect to beat with current team. Now this one's a little bit tough, so I'm going to try and test that one out, but the rest, easy. So let's go right ahead and try her out against the tough ones. And what we're going to do first of all is we're going to try and avoid using her. Of course, she's going to interject in between because she typically does. I'm going to try and put a bunch of L's in the team. You know, the least people to cause any terror or damage. You know what? Yeah, that's the problem. We need someone to do the C3. So, Fei Long, I'm going to take you out. Put Yang there and be a proper tank. So, now we got like a major beast on the other side. You know, this is, you have 3 people that easily would be in the team currently. But if I go right and try to use Cammy, let's ignore her. But she's going to still throw her cards. You can see that Cammy in her own attack is not doing the damage. The damage seems to come from when the cards do fall. Let's try Cammy again. Decent damage. You can see now these guys are surviving, right? So now let's try and get Rose involved in the battle. Let's see if it changes things, okay? So we're going to start Rose first. Get this shield there. Get that. Oh, we lost her already. Even better, because now we can try and see if we can win without her in that. So these guys are showing their class. So we're going to leave and we're going to go ahead and try again. And let's pick the team once again. Put the tank here. I'm going to put her. Let's just put him here for speed, and I'm going to put her at the back there. So you can see that while we're trying to use other characters and teams to sort of like battle without focusing on Rose, we weren't really doing much. So now we're going to try and focus on Rose as the main person to work on. Going to do this. Now Rose is active in the battle. What are you seeing here? We already cleared the tank. We now have just Chun-Li and Poison Dance. The threat has been nullified, and you can see here, that's the difference. So the first time we did try to do battle, we used the other team. Even though Rose was doing a bit of a passive, we weren't really making her the main focus. We made the other team the focus. You can see she's in north of 4K, almost 5K. That is how much damage she's doing. So what I'm taking here is that she actually is influential and she actually is good. The only disappointment I have is the choice of opponents I decided to put against her. I would have loved to see somebody, you know, end game opponents to see how she can actually take them. And honestly, you would have thought that they would have made her the one who would be opposite Bison, but then again, she wasn't the one that ever beat Bison. It was Ryu, so maybe it's a Banquet version of Ryu that was going to be. I wonder what a Banquet Ryu would look like. Would they ever give him? I think everyone's going to get a Banquet version, just like everyone had a training version. I wonder what a Banquet Ryu would look like. I'm trying to think. If we follow the Yuden comics, yeah. Imagine Banquet Ryu, because they all seem to be dressed classy. If we look at the Banquet Ryu right now, I know Ryu wore blue suits in the Yuden comics. It's been a long time, but yeah. So the other thing we also want to pay attention to, not just okay. Let's just try and get her to collect all these rewards first, because I think we're almost done here. I'm going to try again. We're going to use Mad Ryu. We're going to put proper folks here now. Okay, we're going to create a lineup with Thunder, and we're going to try and go around her again, and let's see how quickly we can clear this team without her being the focal point. Okay, and if we get close to the end of defeating, maybe we'll just put a pause and try not to win. Now we know Mad Ryu has mad damage, but how mad is his damage here? Okay, we are trying to go without using her, right? You can see the turret cards are the ones that seem to be doing more damage rather than, you know, Mad Me or something like that. That's why I believe, even though it is not the ultimate way to tell if a character is worth it, I want to try not to do anything again. But I'm scared I was going to throw some random stuff. Okay, you know what? Let's just quit while we're here. But you see what I'm trying to say. Actually, I want to see let's leave. You see what I'm trying to say here. If I use Rose now, same team lineup here. I think that's the team I use, and then her. Okay, no, we use a team of Thunder. So Sanyu versus the tank. I believe we should clear this guys quickly. So let's go right ahead and build the super combo meter, and they have a head start. We're still trying to survive. Now it's her. Go with him. As soon as I give whatever. Do this, and just let you just get one person. You can see the tower cards are falling off. Although, I think we're just trying to do something there, but you can see that they're already almost gone. That's what I'm saying, using her as the focus and letting her be passive, even though she's dropping the tower cards. There's a major difference. 3.5k. You have to admit that she's good. So far, she gives the impression that she's really good. And I think she's one of those characters that when you actually test her out, live, that's when you actually get to appreciate her even more. But like I said before, for me, this has always been enough for me to be able to tell if a character is going to be good or not. And I think when it comes to having trio-based characters, you can't go wrong with her because she's definitely going to be buffing you guys up as well as she does major damage, right? And she has the ability to heal based on certain criteria, although we're not seeing that much here, but then we haven't had to see it because we're not having to survive that long. Now we're going to try and just put bombs in this final lineup here. We're looking for strictly bombs, okay? Guys who are not good enough, and we're going to see, although I don't think Cody can work. Cody's not really a bomb. I think we're done with the bombs. Okay, so I'm gonna just put Cammy because she's at least she's the most bomb out of this remaining lineup that are pretty cool. I don't even have Cammy in, among the characters that are actually beyond the level. So you can see how I should just get past it. The cards are just dropping. She's already shredded without making an attempt. Now we can see these bombs are here trying to survive. Let's try and get her to save them. Okay. Look at the way teams have just turned. Whew. So, and you're gonna see MVP again. Absolutely, almost 4K with me waiting to actually attack. It is really cool. So this one here, we're going to try and go all out. We're going to just attack, and let's just pick, like a team of all Thunder, and don't care about the arrangements. Oh, they both punch each other, huh? So you see, well, that initial punch is always very, very nasty. So he's gone. Now we're going to try and let Rose do the rest of the damage. She's almost gone. You gotta be careful. Oh, look at that. I didn't even have to go that far. So, yeah, as much as it is easy to go through it, she's making it easier. So I like to think that she actually is a very, very good character. Now, that being said, this is me just recommending that this character is dope. It's been a minute since I've actually tried to do like a character review. So if you guys like character, you know, you can always focus on her. For me though, my focus is still on Overlord Bison, and I wanted to stack up a lot before. But then let's go to draw. Am I looking for trouble? We have 105. Usually I like to stack up more than this. 105. That's just 10 pulls. That's not enough to get anything nice. If we can get 2 in 10, then that won't be bad, right? Get 2 in 10, we definitely get triple S with Overlord Bison, and we can start stacking up the beast. But then if we don't get any pull at all in 105, it'll be the nastiest pull ever. I'm actually conflicted, guys. I'm actually conflicted, and even more so because of one of the videos that Hazing released with regards to whenever you get free of these special summon cards, then chances are that they're going to let the whatever not be so nice. The odds are not going to be great, and he typically gets a lot of luck when it comes to the odds. So I'm wondering, do I want to like test it as well? How would I feel if we pulled all 100? Because I'm not going to pull the extra 5. You guys know I only do 10 times summons. Would I actually appreciate that? I don't know. Do we test the theory? That 5 is, you know what? I'm going to wait till I get all the can from the event, and we're going ham on Overlord Bison. So we can use definition, we can use definition to actually boost up the rest. But otherwise, guys, the character is here. What did you guys think of B Rose? Okay, because we got D Rose too. We're not talking about Derek Rose. We're talking about Divine Rose. We got B Rose too. I think B Rose is the best officially out of all the roses, because regular Rose leaves a lot to be desired. She's good, but leaves a lot to be desired. D Rose is nice too. Haven't used her as much of late, but B Rose, B is in Bravo, ball. She looks amazing. Otherwise, guys, let me know what your thoughts are. Make sure you like the video if you love it. Subscribe. The like kind of helps make it more, visible. Thanks for your comments on the last video as well, and your likes and everything. I appreciate you guys. Otherwise, been your boy you. Don't forget to subscribe, share with all your Street Fighter friends, and even those who just like to watch videos like this for relaxation. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.